All right, guys, welcome back to Jared at 3Cs. Check this out. We got the IBEX 450 here at the dealership. Very exciting. We obviously have done a video on the channel, if you follow our channel, of us riding that at Minnesota at the dealer meeting, but I didn't really do a walk around. I didn't have time. They're like, hop on and go. So we did. We rode it. Really cool bike. Very excited about it. This is actually going to be a demo bike. We're going to keep it here. We're going to do some videos on it. Oil change videos, long range, test drive, valve checks, all that stuff. Stay tuned on this as I get some miles on it. We're doing the video today because it's actually 70 degrees. It's going to get cold again for a while, so I won't get a lot of time right away on this thing. So be patient on the service videos of this bike. So let's jump into it. All right, guys, I'm excited. I got a new gimbal, so we shouldn't have these random left and right turns like we've had for the past couple of videos. So upgraded our gimbal. We can kind of start at the front. And so we've got J.Juan brakes in the front. Looks like a dual piston design. It's easy to see our brake pads because they're disc brakes. You can come right in from the back. You can see your pad life. Ooh, there we go. You can see your pad life in there, which is nice. These have the KYB forks. Now, CFMoto does have some accessories already out for these. So if you wanted to do a tall fender, like a moto style fender, they're going to have that available. There's going to be different storage boxes and seats. This bike is still 100% stock the way it sits. So keep that in mind. These are a KYB unit. And on the top of them, we do have rebound and compression. The compression side says COMP right on it. Rebound is over there. It has the TEN word. Not sure why. It doesn't say rebound, but it says 10. And then they do have preload. So you can turn the outer knob down on both sides to put preload on those springs. So preload adjustability is a thing. So suspension, front brakes. We can come up here to the handlebars. First thing in the front though is kind of cool. The windshield is adjustable. So this dial on both sides, you can see it spinning on my side. I believe it was all the way down. Now it's all the way up. I apologize if you guys are getting wind noise. The wind is it's crazy right now. Our flag, if you can see, it's whipping pretty good. So let's go over the handlebars. So I'm going to turn the bars all the way to the left. We can lock, push in and lock. So now our bars are locked in. I can't turn them. Kind of a cool little feature. Off and then on, which we'll get to in a little bit. Left hand side here, we got a cable clutch. It is adjustable. You can bring the clutch in or out. You can turn this dial and it'll like have your starting point, whatever fits your hand the best. Obviously, as the cable stretches, cable clutch, we can adjust the cable to always have the right amount of pre-tension on it for the clutch. This is our left hand control. This is going to navigate our display. We have left and right turn signals. So left, turn it off. Right, turn it off. And then our horn button. On the top, it's kind of hard to see. This is our high beam and low beam. So we're in low beam now. High beam is out. If we're in low beam, we can flash the high beam by holding in on the button. So flash, low beam, high beam. Those are our three options there. And then this is our ABS switch. So I think when the bike always turns on, it's always going to have ABS on. To turn it off, you're going to hold this button for over 2 seconds and that light will go out on the dash. On the left hand side of the bars here, we got our front brake. Again, it's adjustable. We got the turn dial. I'm trying to show it there through the little hole. You can turn that wherever you want for your main starting position on the lever. Kill switch, running, start, and then 4 ways. So 4 ways on, 4 ways off. It kind of goes in further when it's on. And of course you would see the dash, both turn signals blinking. This is our fuel, and to get into it, you do have to insert the key, flip up on it, and there's our gas tank. So easy to get into, push it back down, turn that down. On this side of the bike, when you're doing oil changes, the oil level is on the other side. So you would have to hold the bike perfectly up and down, check your oil level. This is the oil filter right here. And then the drain plug, you can see that crush washer behind me. My gimbal I can't go super low with, right there. So there's our drain bolt. You could drop the skid plate obviously to get to that oil filter better. You won't make a mess in the skid plate. It is a 6-speed, 1 down, 5 up. It is adjustable linkage, so you can have your starting point different if you need to. We can go down or up with it to adjust your boot, your foot size, which is nice. You do have 2 sets of pegs. You got for the driver, it's got rubber mount on it, and then you got passenger pegs. And you do have passenger grab handles back here. So as they're riding, they got a really sturdy aluminum all the way around frame to hold on to. Let me grab the key out of the ignition here. and we will go over what's underneath the seat. So all you do, you put the button in, or key in, turn it. You just heard that click, hopefully, and I've got one hand here, pull back on it. And to put this seat back on video is going to be a little difficult because we're going to catch here, we're going to catch here, we're going to catch here, and then the last one is the click in. So there's 3 catches, 1, 2, 3, and then the click. So keep that in mind. Now, I'm not going to actually get into the air filter housing. That's going to be more in our tech videos later. It's right here. There's Allen keys. I think it's like a 4 by looking at it. There's 2, one on each side. Pop those loose, rotate this up. I'm sure the air filter's kind of down in there. Don't know yet. Battery is easy to get to. Fuse panel, scan tool for the dealer. Looks like a starter relay right there, and your basic toolkit. So that's kind of everything that's underneath the seat. Let me see if I can put this on with one hand. I'm not sure if we can catch every latch. No way. Wow, check that out. Okay, I've done enough beta dirt bike seats. That actually went on really well, real easy. Let's click it back in. And when we put the key in, let's show some headlights, some headlight quality. During our demo ride, it was obviously during the day. Let's see, we are in low beam. There's low beam and, oh, okay. There's low beam with high beam. High beam adds the bottom. And I'm gonna push in and that flashes that high beam. I'm doing the whole push in trick right here. And turn signal quality. Nice. And then, you know what, let's just do the 4-way flashers because that would turn both on at once. And then let's go to the back and check out the turn signals in the back. I'm sure there's going to be kits for this to eliminate, make it smaller. I don't really know. I kind of like being seen. Let's see if I can reach this rear brake. Okay. Rear brake is the center is getting lit up in the middle. So super visible, super safe. It's super sturdy, actually. I was going to say it's probably kind of flimsy, and it's not. So that's cool. Let's turn the battery back off here. Down here we have our rear brake pads. Again, super easy to see. I'm such a dirt bike guy. That's easy to see, easy to change. Pull the pin, change the pads out. Now these are spoked rims. I need to read the maintenance on these and how often you're going to be checking this, but you got the spoke adjustability. Man, that's going to be kind of tough to get into those because you're, well, maybe with an Allen key down in here you should be able to get to it okay. Chain, this is chain driven. So we have, just like a dirt bike, so we just loosen the axle nut, push our adjusters back, and then you can adjust the chain. The manual has the tension where they want that. And as we get time on that, I can explain to you guys. It looks like a premium chain though, so I don't anticipate that stretching. Some of the Jap dirt bikes, you're constantly changing those right away. Rear brake reservoir is here. Foot brake, and you can adjust, again, you can adjust all these controls to your liking. It's got the GM nut on the ball joint on the bottom. You can adjust the height of the rear brake. This is that oil sight glass, and like I mentioned, you do need to have the bike without it tipping over on me here. Trying to get it up to level. There you go. Bike's pretty level there, right in the middle where it needs to be. And if you're curious where the coolant level is, it's right in here as well. I let the bike go back on its stand here. And so full and low, it's hard to tell, but it's right in the middle there. It's actually on the lower end because the bike is tipped that way, but it is right where it needs to be. So I think that is the initial walk around. It's got a good skid plate on it. Keep in mind, this bike is $6,500. Like, it's incredible, the price point on these. Let's start this thing up for you guys. So there's that left-hand control again, kill switch. I'll show you this. Let's see if we can see it a little bit. And I still have the 4-ways on, so we'll turn those off. All right guys, what we did is I brought the bike inside just to go through the display with you guys, and I turned all the lights off. And what I'm gonna be doing is I have the up, down arrow, enter, and backwards. I can't show you this plus the display at the same time. So all the lights are off inside the shop here just to make this a little bit more clear. So this is telling us that the lights are on. The engine light and the oil light, which is on this side of the screen, will both be on until the machine's running. ABS light, and I can turn on, there's our high beam light. So that's telling us high beams are on. And I've already been playing with it. So our traction control and our ABS are off, which means the off-road logo has come on. And if I were to put the side stand down, if I can find it here, it tells us side stand is down. So you can kind of see that. And let's just go through real quickly the screens here. So I'm gonna hit the word enter. And once we're in this, trying to make it a little more clear for you guys. Let's start at the very top. So vehicle, we can hit the word enter. And this is gonna tell us all about this bike. So I'm gonna hit enter again, the basics. And there's our battery voltage, how many miles we have left in the fuel tank, and engine temp in Celsius. If I hit down, odometer, there's 1 mile on this bike. Hit down again. There's 2 different trip meters, and you guys can reset either of these. If you hit the word enter, there, it just cleared that one out. We're gonna go down. There's 0 malfunctions with this bike currently. If it did, it would tell us. And then maintenance is telling us another 3,105 miles. We gotta do an oil change on this thing. So we're gonna go back. And this is where I just was messing with it, and I was turning the ABS on or off, and you can see on, off, traction control, on, off. So then upshift alert, you can decide, you can change when that little thing is gonna flash at you. I think OEM setting is perfectly acceptable for that. And we're gonna go down now, and this is to use our phone. You can connect it to it. Music, you can connect. I'm not a big music guy. I wanna hear the bike, I wanna hear the cars around me. We're gonna go down, and this is probably the last big, section here. So theme is pretty cool. We hit enter again, and we can change the way our display looks. And I prefer either. I don't know. They're both cool. I like this one. So we're gonna leave it there. Device connection. This is where you would connect your phone or your helmets if you had Bluetooth that you wanted to connect to it. Information. Again, this is kind of redundant. It's in that other one. Odometer, trip 1, trip 2, information 2. I think what this is telling us is we can set the home screen. There's 2 different spots, and I'm gonna change, I don't care if it shows the voltage on this screen. Let's change it so on the home screen it shows the average fuel. So if I go all the way out, where it was showing voltage before, it's now gonna show this, and then the odometer is there. So that's what this section is showing, is talking about what do you want shown there. Do you want odometer or the trip meters? And then the bottom one, what do you want shown out of these? Auto brightness, we'll leave that on. That can kind of be whatever, I don't need to change that. Units, I did want to change the temp to Fahrenheit. There we go, which is more my thing. And then we'll go down to time, which I'll have to check that to see if it's accurate. And then language and system update. And the last one should be about. So this just tells you about the ECU, what program's currently in it, and then you could reset all the settings. So sorry, it's getting foggy. I had it pretty good, I thought. So anyway, that is the basic display on the CFMotos. Obviously RPM, miles per hour, it's in off-road mode, and the clock is definitely in military time, and it's wrong. So I need to adjust that, but that's the display. That's kind of our initial walk around of the new IBEX 450. Please stay tuned on the channel because we are going to ride this thing. We're going to put some time on it. We weren't going to keep it. We were going to keep it. And I think we're just going to do it, get some videos. I appreciate all you guys calling, enjoying our content. So this bike's going to stay around the shop for a while. Hope you guys found the video helpful. Enjoy the ride, and we'll see you in the trail.